This is the story of Harper, a small kitten with a disability who entered my life in the most gentle way imaginable. Quietly, almost without notice, he stayed and became a memory that will never leave me. From the very beginning, it was clear he would never be able to walk. Something that likely happened at birth or shortly after left his tiny body unable to move properly. But what he lacked physically was replaced by something far greater, a strong and unbreakable will to live. Harper came into the world under harsh conditions. He was discovered in Alaska at around 3 weeks old by a kind stranger. Small, fragile, and already facing difficulties most animals never experience. He was taken to a nonprofit rescue focused on special needs animals, where his real journey began. Medical care helped stabilize him, but the damage was permanent. He would never walk. Yet what stood out was not his limitation, but everything he still managed to do. He had a spark, an energy that refused to disappear. Curious, bright, and full of life, he kept exploring the world in his own way. Instead of giving in to his condition, he adapted. A mobility cart was introduced to help him move, but the process was gradual and careful. First came the harness, then the cart itself. Every step was handled with patience and reassurance. The goal was never pressure or fear, but trust, helping him feel safe and even happy with this new way of getting around. Eventually, something clicked. Within a short time, Harper understood how to use it. More than that, he embraced it. He raced through spaces, jumped, explored, and played with a joy that felt limitless. His world didn't change because his body healed, but because his spirit never gave up. Of course, his energy came with challenges. He would throw himself into movement without hesitation, so soft padding had to be placed everywhere for safety. Watching him was both amazing and slightly overwhelming, like observing a small storm of life and energy. Despite all that, he was deeply gentle underneath, loving, loyal, and trusting. He bonded easily and leaned fully into the care he received. Because he couldn't control his bladder and bowels, he needed constant support with his daily care, which could have been uncomfortable, but he accepted it without resistance. He was not alone in his early life. A husky helped raise him, providing comfort, warmth, and companionship. They lived side by side for 4 years, forming a strong, quiet bond. When the husky passed away in October 2023, it left a deep void. The home changed, and the absence was felt by everyone, Harper included. After that loss, Harper grew even closer to the person who had always cared for him. Their bond deepened, built not only on care, but on shared understanding. He knew where safety and love were, and he stayed close to it. Some connections don't need words. They exist in presence, in trust, and in small, everyday moments of simply being there. Because in reality, no one knows what the future holds. Harper's journey serves as a quiet reminder of something often forgotten. Love should not be postponed. Those we care about, animals or humans, deserve to feel it now, not later. Love isn't meant to wait for the right time. It should be expressed in the present. For anyone considering bringing an animal into their life, it's important to understand that it is a lifelong responsibility, not just an emotional decision. Learn their needs, be ready for the challenges, provide a safe and stable environment, because with patience and care, what you receive in return can be deeply meaningful, something that genuinely changes you. Looking back, it all started with a fragile life that almost didn't survive, a body that couldn't walk. Yet through steady care, patience, and love, he found his own way to live. Along the way, those around him learned to slow down, pay attention, and value simple moments more deeply. Nothing dramatic, just small experiences building over time into something meaningful. Eventually, he became more than a rescue case. He became a life defined not by his limitations, but by how he chose to live each day. The small joys, the quiet victories, and the trust he gave so freely became what truly mattered. He didn't need to be physically healed to be whole. He already was, in his own way. And perhaps that is why his story stays with people. Not because it is perfect, but because it is real. It shows that strength doesn't always look the way we expect, and love doesn't need to be loud to last. It can be quiet, and still change everything.